up, everybody? It's Michael here, and I'm going to be doing a video about tier list in video games, specifically fighting games. I know there's tier lists, I think, in shooting games, but I don't play shooters, so I can't really speak to any of that. But I definitely play enough fighting games to know that I have some information and just some feelings and, I guess, philosophy when it comes to like tier lists, because I feel like maybe since, I don't know, the advent of Street Fighter 4, I guess that was like the big wave of the FGC and just, you know, pro fighting game thing became more mainstream than ever. I mean, I had no idea people played fighting games at such a high level prior to Street Fighter 4. Then I found out, oh yeah, Evo's been a thing before that. But since the internet became way more prevalent and social media and all that stuff, fighting games have definitely taken a bigger jump into the mainstream. Now, because of that, that sort of ideology behind like fighting games as far as the pro level has definitely spread too. So you get a lot of things like, you know, people trying to learn frame data and people trying to learn like matchups and meta and all that stuff, like, you know, higher level things in fighting games. But I think that type of approach for just regular people who aren't, I guess, going to tournaments to try to win, or people who don't even place in top 8 or top 32, the idea of relying so heavily on tier lists, I personally think has hindered people's progression into getting better in fighting games. And you're probably wondering, why do you say that, Michael? I mean, tier lists are important. Like, you need to know which characters shit and which characters aren't shit so you can be good. Well, honestly, I think that tier lists, especially now, I think tier lists are starting to become less and less important. Aside from the top 32 people who play fighting games, it matters to them probably the most because they have the most to lose and the most to gain from winning a fighting game tournament. But for everyone else who probably like drowsing pools and maybe just do it well online, like, I don't think that tiers really service that population very well, because I think there's a culture behind, of course, picking higher tier characters, thinking, oh, I'm going to get the easy win, and I'm going to do better at this game because I have this high tier character. When in actuality, all you're doing is feeling, I think by just sticking to just top tier characters in games, you're not allowing yourself to understand the game in the fullest sense, because you're relying strictly on this character to pretty much propel you forward with everything that you lack. Prime example for a game I think that had like a huge issue with like balancing and stuff would be UMVC 3. And I remember I would have like conversations about that game a lot, and I would try to figure out, okay, what's a good team to put together. I would try my best to try to put together teams that were not only fun to play but made sense to me as a player. And all I kept getting was, you should drop this character, you should pick up Doom, pick up Doom, Michael, why aren't you picking up Doom? Play Doom! I'm like, hold on guys, chill, I don't want to play Doom, I'm just not about, like, I got sick of seeing like every team that I would see online would be Doom on every team just about, or Virgil. And I get it, Virgil and Doom are probably the top 5 characters in UMVC 3, granted, but it just doesn't really, it didn't allow me to express myself as a player. I felt like in order to be, I guess, viable for this game, I had to like pretty much stop having fun playing the games. I had to like adopt a mindset of course, in order to win, you need to play these characters in particular or you're shit. And I hate that mentality because that doesn't really foster any type of like growth. It doesn't foster any type of like adaptation, nor does it foster any type of like critical skills or critical thinking. Like, people think, okay, I'll play this top tier character. If I suck at this game, this top tier character will still pull me forward to get a win because they're so great and good. And that kind of mentality isn't really good for a game because that doesn't help you get better. It just makes you lazy too. And I think that's another part of this conversation, is that tier lists for people who are regularly playing this game, even the hardcore casuals, because that's the term that needs to be out there, it's hardcore casuals. These are people who don't go to tournaments, maybe just play online, and they're not placing, they're not getting out of pools, they go 0-2 every tournament they go to. So I'm talking about these people. I'm not talking about the people who are like sponsored and, you know, this is their livelihood. I'm not talking about them. They have a different motivation behind why they pick a top tier character. But for the rest of us, like the other 80%, like, the amount of stress people put on tier lists doesn't help people get better at fighting games at all. Like, if you're using this character to try to help you get better at the game. You're not doing anything for yourself at all. You're strictly have the training wheels on, and you're trying your best to make up for the things you lack in the game. Like if you have bad footsies or you have bad fundamentals, it's I don't need fundamentals. I just got this character. It's like that's not teaching you anything better about the game. Like, that's just lazy. And it's like, and you can tell people who do that because if they play a character that's not as strong as the top tier character, they do poorly, like very poor. Like it's not one of those I can only play this character. I play this character so much. It's one of those I can only play this character because this character allows me to fill in the gaps of my skill that I don't have. So I can use this character to circumvent a lot of that stuff. And this culture is just like, it's like talking about tier lists gets annoying after a while. It's like, okay, we get it. These are the so-called best characters in the game, and these are the so-called worst characters in the game. But then you see tournaments, especially Street Fighter 5. I think Street Fighter 5 is a great example. They would say characters like Julia is like the worst character in the game. But then you got people like Infiltration who completely wins majors with a character that's at the bottom tier. Like even after all the patches that they've done for the game, he's still pretty bottom tier according to like all the upper echelon of the FGC as far as Street Fighter is concerned. And he still places very high. He wins tournaments too with this really low tier character. I remember Bonchan won with Nash at a major too. And Nash is considered he's gotten like completely nerfed to hell according to everybody. So his viability is so low, yet someone wins. So I think that the amount of skill that you have definitely plays a bigger portion than what character you pick. Like right now, they would say Cammy and Akuma are the best characters in Street Fighter 5 and Menat. Where Menat is a high execution heavy character, so she's not going to get used that much by like normies, like normal people who aren't that great at the game. But then you got Cammy and Akuma. Both characters are not exactly high execution. They definitely have big rewards to them, but in the hands of someone who doesn't know what they're doing, you will still get destroyed, embodied, and bopped. It doesn't matter. So I think that going after top tier characters only and singularly, or dropping characters who are low tier, just doesn't really service you. Like I feel like you learn more about the game when you play a character that you like. Now, if you just happen to find a character that's top tier, that's great and dandy. But if your sole purpose is to only pick top tier characters so you can try to win, you're definitely not learning the game. Like you're not helping yourself, and all you're doing is relying on the characters. You're relying on the characters like positives and the lack thereof of the character that you're fighting with, and maybe the character that the other person is like skill level too. But even then, like if you suck at a game and you're picking a hot tier character and someone's way better than you in this game, you're probably still gonna get bopped anyway. So it's probably because you have bad fundamentals, you have bad like technique, you have bad like execution, you have bad spacing, all those stuff that you need to understand in order to be really pretty, I guess, decent in a fighting game. You won't have all that because you're just solely worried about this character just so broken. Like Abigail players, I remember so many of them were like, Abigail's great. I'm like, a lot of the people who play Abigail were poor players. Like they just got him because he was incredibly overpowered and just like dumb. Like they just, whatever Capcom was thinking, they patched him like that until they finally fixed him recently. It was just like beyond me. But when those people, you could tell because once Abigail got patched, people just stopped playing him completely. He's not as great anymore. No, it's just you suck probably, and now you have to play a little differently. You have to actually, use more technique than you did before. Because a lot of people who play Abigail didn't. Shout out to the real Abigail players, people that actually really put in the work and still play him now, even though he's not as great as he used to be. Shout out to you guys. I just think that tier list definitely hinders people's ability to be better at fighting games. And the critical thinking part of it definitely go up the window for some people. Now, if you're just one of people just like, this character I just love top tier character, that's all I play, and that's fine. But I still feel like you shouldn't let the tier list define how far you go as far as learning the game. I think that's the thing. That's the takeaway from this. If you're gonna play a top tier character, still get better at the game. Don't sit there and think this top tier character is gonna just take you to the victory every single time. And I think you should play characters that you like too. Like, there are so many characters. Like for me personally, I play in Tekken, I play Shaheen. And Shaheen's considered a mid to low tier character by most people. And most people are like, why are you playing Shaheen? I'm like, because Shaheen's fun to play with, and he's fun to look at too. So that's a double for me. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and like, oh, I'm gonna just drop Shaheen. He's low tier. A lot of people told me I should drop Shaheen. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm gonna have fun playing because I have fun. That's another thing. Have fun playing fighting games. If your sole purpose is to just only win, and that's it, then you're not really getting the most out of a fighting game at all. So, yeah, that's my thought. What do you guys think? Do you think tier lists are important? Do you think that everybody should know how to read a tier list? Do you think people should create tier lists? Do you think tier lists are just for the upper echelon, top 32 people who actually play these fighting games? Let me know in the comments below. Please like, subscribe to our channel. Go to our website at www.rushdownradio.net. And yeah, we'll see you next time.
اعلموا قدر لي أن أنتصر